Hello students, we are going to discuss about design of crystallizer. Mode of operation. Mode of operation classified into two types. One is batch, another one is the continuous crystallizer. One by one we will discuss. First one, batch crystallization. It is different from continuous crystallization is that withdrawal of crystal product for the batch system is made only once at the end of the batch run, whereas continuous crystallization produce a consistent product and are generally smaller and more energy efficient than batch equipment. For the same, design consideration. Function of a crystallizer is to produce crystal of a given size specification from a feed at a specified rate. Suitable and adequate supersaturation is created by cooling the feed or by partial evaporation of the solvent. Second method, that is partial evaporation of the solvent, is more common in industrial practice. Narrow particle size distribution of the product is desired to maintain a good product quality. Why? Because crystallization process generates particles with a range of size. Crystal size distribution affects several important products and processing properties. Therefore, an important objective in crystallization operation is to produce crystal with as narrow a size range as possible. Besides the correct supersaturation and the environment, that is agitation, pumping rate, etc., techniques like fine redissolution or classified product removal are helpful to achieve better product quality. Batch crystallizer requires seeding, that is addition of fine crystal that act as nuclei. Seeding is one of the most straightforward methods used to control supersaturation. During seeding, small mass of crystal is added to a supersaturation in order to start the crystallization at the desired supersaturation level. Provide sufficient surface area to ensure supersaturation is consumed in a controlled way. Choosing the correct seed loading, that is mass and seed size, can help produce final crystal product of a specified size. Secondary nucleation occurs continuously in a continuous crystallizer and seeding is not generally necessary. Seeding technology used in batch crystallizer only. Secondary nucleation is a birth of new crystal in the presence of parent crystal of the same substance. More important parameters and quantities involved in the design of a crystallizer. First one, feed rate and state, concentration, temperature, pressure, etc. These are specified in the design problem. Second one, desired crystal size distribution and yield. Crystal size distribution, that is CSD, corresponds to the number of crystal of a mineral per unit volume within a series of defined size interval. Percentage theoretical yield is defined as percentage yield is equal to 100 into Qi Cin minus Q naught Cs divided by Qi into Cin. This is equation number 1. Where Qi is equal to feed rate, Q0 is equal to rate of outflow of mother liquor, Cin is equal to feed concentration, Cs is equal to solubility of the solid at the exit temperature. In the expression for theoretical yield, exit liquid is assumed to have lost the supersaturation. If the temperature in the crystallizer is fixed, Cs is nothing but solubility of the solid at the exit temperature, can be obtained from the solubility data. From the specified yield percentage, Q0 is calculated using equation 1. Refer the previous slide. Next one, required rate of evaporation is determined by a solvent balance. Solvent evaporation rate and heat transfer area required. Evaporation rate is calculated from material balance. Heat balance over the crystallizer gives the required rate of heat input. Heat of crystallization should be included in the heat balance. Steam or the heating fluid rate and the heat transfer area are then calculated. Next one, crystallizer volume. Experimental data on nucleation and growth rate are required. So B0 and G, so obtained from laboratory crystallizer. Data collected from a pilot plant crystallizer of volume around 50 liters or more can be more reliably used. If the product quality is specified in the design problem in terms of weight percentage of the crystal above a particular size, equation 2 may be solved for the dimensionless cutoff size, that is x. W of x is equal to 1 minus 1 plus x plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 into e power minus x is equal to 0.5. X is equal to 3.67. Lm is equal to 3.67 into g tau. Where W of x is cumulative mass or weight distribution function, Lm is median size of cumulative size distribution. G is nothing but growth rate, tau is a hold up time. From the known values of G and L, the hold up time and volume can be calculated. Diameter of the crystallizer is frequently determined on the basis of possible entrainment of liquid with the vapor generated. Entrainment is the entrapment of one substance by another substance. Last one, crystallizer dimension and recirculation rate. Recirculation rate of the slurry through the heat exchanger is important in heat transfer area calculation. High recirculation rate through the external heat exchanger is used to provide good heat transfer. Selected crystallizer diameter and recirculation rate should be checked so that adequate velocity is maintained. To avoid settling of solid depends upon the type of crystallizer. Thank you for your attention.